Hey guys, welcome to Advanced Security, your source for security guard pro tips. I'm your host, your virtual coach. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to gain some inspiration from two posts I found on the security guard Reddit page. I think these are two good lessons or two good examples of things that happen at work. And I want to pass on this knowledge, this skill to you guys, so we can increase our services. So the first one is an anonymous security guard. And I'm going to be anonymous with both of these cats. Why? Because our community is pretty small and I don't want to get nobody in trouble. And I don't want to say the wrong thing. Sometimes we have NDNAs and things like that, non-disclosure agreements for all sorts of stuff because we're security at the end of the day. Even information is property. We have a anonymous security guard. They took a selfie with their uniform and they were siding with a particular group or a particular party. They posted up the picture of them wearing their uniform on social media, and at the bottom there was a banner. So they put a filter of a particular group on the bottom. Their company, their security company, got wind of this. They didn't like it, so they pulled this person aside and they were suspended. And this person has been working on the job for several years now, never had any issues, and they love the company. So I decided to respond to them via private message. This is what I said. Look into your policies. If you were not aware of that, but it was there, that's on you. And if it's your private property and you feel, that you weren't treated well, you can always speak to a lawyer. If you paid for that uniform, it is your private property. You could do whatever you want with it, regardless of what the company says in their policies. So it's a little bit tricky, depends on how you feel and if you feel you're justified or not. And then I also added with FYI, if you do decide to sue, that could be a long, strenuous system of events to happen along. Suing people, sometimes it could be done quickly, sometimes it's not, and it can also ruin your reputation, and you can even get blackballed out of the community. It's just things that happen in all fields of work. It's just the way it is. Even though there's a lot of job opportunities for security on Indeed and Monster.com, you're going to have to use people on your resume. And once the HR person calls up your previous employers and they ask them, so how was John or Stephanie at the work site? They're applying for a position and we're planning on hiring them. They're going to be like, oh, well, they were good for the first 2 or 3 years and then something happened. We couldn't really communicate well. And next thing you know, we were in court. So I can't say anything more than that. And that's enough for the recruiter to not hire you. If you try to get a city job, if you try to get a federal job, that can also mess up the chances of you getting hired, because now you're deemed and looked as a quagmire. You're seen as a possible troublemaker. You're going to add more headache and more stress to whatever company you're going to be working at. They can really look at that and say, hey, man, explain this. What happened? And you're going to have to revisit that event. You're going to have to provide proof of what happened, what was going on. And even then, even if you were in the right and you were in the clear, they might not even hire you. And it was all because of that one event. Even landlord courts can affect you when you're going for a higher paying jobs in security. Keep that in mind. The higher pay security jobs there are, the more stuff you have to do, the strenuous the background checks. Like if you, for certain states, when you go to become popo, they'll ask you about a fight you had in the 8th grade. They'll ask about that time you got jumped in the 6th grade. I don't know, and 911 was being called. They'll ask about roommate situations. They'll just ask about a whole bunch of things. You're like, what does this have to do with my work ethics? Well, they want the right type of character to be doing this job because you're in a trusted position. So keep that in mind. At the end of the day, when I ended my email with this person, I said, if it was me, based on my personal experience and all the stories I've heard from several different guards and, all walks of life with security, I would take it on the chin. Once your suspension is over, go back to work, kill it, do a bunch of OT if possible. Somebody calls out, be the first one to pick up the phone, go to work and just show them the highest level of professionalism. And once that month is over, you give them your 2 weeks notice. You feel betrayed. You feel you were treated unfair, and it's understandable. And it's time to end this relationship. Don't end it, going to the bathroom and just, writing things on the wall. Don't end it by smashing up a computer. Don't end it by spreading rumors. Just be the best professional you can be, and then call it quits. Be like, look, here's my 2-week notice. And when they ask, why are you leaving? You can be vague and say, hey, I'm just going to school, or it's personal, or I just found a different opportunity, or it's time for me to move on. You don't have to be like, I'm leaving because of this, X, Y, and Z. Don't say that. They already know. And it's sad, but end this relationship on a high note.